Speech can be violent. What you are saying contributes to systemic racism in this country.
The question was, have I asked people in this room if they've felt as though some violence has been committed on them? No, I haven't asked, because no violence has been committed on you. Because violence is not a subjective feeling. Violence is an objective fact.
And I think that you need to look up violence in the dictionary or expand your idea of violence.
All right, y'all, gather round, because I've got a story that will make you want to throw your tea into the ocean yet again and declare that Great Britain needs to be banished from the globe. Picture this: an attractive, a pretty mom of four, Miss Elizabeth Kinney, in the United Kingdom, gets assaulted. Not verbally assaulted, mind you. You know, that thing that words are violence the leftist crowds whine about. No. I'm talking about actual physical, I'm in the hospital with injuries, assaulted. She's lying there, hooked up to an IV drip, feeling like she just did a few rounds with a young Mike Tyson. And what does she do? Like any normal human being, she does what we all do after a traumatic event. She vents to a friend in a private text message. And in this private text message, describing her attacker, who treated her like a human frickin' piñata, she uses a word. It's a naughty word, say our YouTube overlords. So I'm going to give you a hint. The word, you might ask? Well, it's kind of like gag, got. Gag, got. Yes, she called the guy who sent her to the ER a homophobic F-word slur. Now, look, I don't know about you, but if somebody just put me in the hospital, I just might reach for a few choice adjectives myself. Sunshine and what a delightful chap probably wouldn't be on the list. Thumb up the video right now for the algorithm if you agree, and leave me your thoughts in the comment section on this subject. So, what does this friend, and I use that term with a level of sarcasm usually reserved for blue team politicians and the word honest, decides that this private, off-the-cuff rant sent while the woman is hospitalized is such an act of egregious hate that she must alert the authorities immediately. The police chief is called, not for the assault, mind you. Oh, no, not for the assault, for the word she chose to use. And the police response time, I can tell you exactly, it was 1984. Quicker than you can say thought crime. They kick the door in, drag the victim, yes, the actual victim, out of the hospital bed, charge her with sending a grossly offensive message aggravated by homophobia. Fast forward, she's convicted, suspended sentence, costs, community service order, criminal record, done, nailed to the wall. And here's the kicker. Elizabeth Kinney, the assault victim, is convicted of a malicious communications offense because the word gag and got caused alarm and distress to the friend, in air quotes again, who received it, not the attacker, who, by the way, remains uncharged and unarrested for the actual physical violence and true crime that was committed. Let me just say that again for people in the back who might have an aneurysm of logic. She gets beaten. She uses a naughty word in a private text conversation to a friend, and she's the one who gets punished. The guy who did the actual whacking and hitting and shoved her face in, on his matter, the British authorities are crickets. Silence. Probably enjoying a pint somewhere he is, utterly consequence-free for his actions. Let me translate that into plain English. since apparently our British amigos no longer speak it. Punch a woman until she needs medical attention, shrug emoji. Type gag and got in a private rant while on morphine, you are a danger to society and you get thrown before the magistrate. And you still believe in justice? Really? Ha ha! I have a bridge to sell you. Come, we can sign the papers together. In America, we take for granted that all speech short of incitement to direct violence or malicious slander is allowed, no matter how grotesque or offensive. That was the line in the sand for us in the free United States of America. That was the Overton window. Very, very wide. Now, apparently, the window has been smashed open by a former friend who's looking for some type of revenge, obviously, deciding that her delicate sensibilities were so catastrophically harmed by seeing the word gag and got in a private text describing an actual physical assailant that it warrants state intervention. But of course. So consider this. The next time you're venting, maybe just send some emojis. Or better yet, just scream into a pillow, because apparently in the UK, if you get assaulted and then dare to use an offensive word to describe your attacker, even privately, you, my friend, are the real criminal. Meanwhile, the dude who just sent you to the hospital, he got to avoid the charges, all because of a word in a private conversation, which superseded the level of criminality of the physical attacker. Because, of course, words in leftist minds are violence, and they're the ones who are running the show.
Speech can be violent. What you are saying contributes to systemic racism in this country.
So next time somebody puts you in the hospital with a broken jaw, here are the new rules. 1, do not swear. 2, do not describe your attacker accurately or in any way that could be considered potentially ad hominem. Best to just lie there, bleeding politely, thinking of rainbows and gender-neutral pronouns, because Big Brother has way more resources focused on your keyboard than on actual criminals. We need to reel this back in, folks. Language, however offensive, should not be penalized by the state unless it's a direct call to violence. Period. The end. Except for the fact that it keeps happening. Europe is done because the sanctimonious leftist authoritarians have taken over. And this, my friends, is all by design. Now, rant over, and if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go scream some expletives into my pillow, and I'm just praying that the British state doesn't have my duvet cover bugged. Then I'm going to jail.